Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial we are going to see how to set up a basic IK rig. In the previous tutorial we actually made the skeleton from scratch and skinned the armor mesh to that skeleton. So take a look at that if you don't have already by clicking the link here in the video. IK rigs to work need a controller bone, which will be the target bone, and they also need a pole bone. Not always, but for this arm rig we're going to need those two helper bones. First, select our skeleton and hit tab on our keyboard, and then we want to select our forearm and hit E on the keyboard and extrude those bones. I'm going to actually constraint that movement to the Y axis by pressing Y, and then we want to select these bones and separate them from our skeleton, because now they are connected. You can select the bone and press Alt P and select Clear Parent. Do that also for this bone, Clear Parent. And I am actually going to move this pole bone. I want to move that on my Y axis and leave it this right about here. I'm going to rename this arm pole, and this will be our hand control. I am now going to move these two controller bones to a new bone group to have a visual representation of what is controlling the skeleton. So just select these two bones, go into our object data properties and open the bone groups tab. Everything is disabled because to add bones to bone groups we need to be in our pose mode. We are in pose mode and the bone groups are activated. So I am going to add a new bone group by clicking on this plus button. I will rename these controls. I want to assign a color to those control bones and then hit assign. This is a cool visual aid to your rigging process. Now we are going to start and create our IK control. What a pole bone is, it is just a bone that will control the rotation of the actual IK constraint. We need to select the forearm, go into our bone constraint properties and add a inverse kinematic constraint. So select that. We want the target to be arm rig and the target bone to be hand control. Now if we don't set the chain length, which is now 0, the IK constraint don't know how many bones to use in its hierarchy, so it is searching the first bone, but this is not correct. We actually want to hit this arrow to set the chain length to 1 and hit it again to set the chain length to 2. You can see this yellow dashed line. This is showing you how many bones are in your IK constraint. Now, because we have selected the hand control as our target bone, if we move that control, the IK constraint is behaving as we wish, but we actually have no control on the arm rotation. That control will be enabled when we activate the armor pole. So let's hit Alt Shift to reset this position and let's select our IK constraint, which is contained inside this forearm bone, and you can see that because this bone is now yellow, By selecting this bone, we can actually update our pole target. First thing, we need to select our arm rig, and then we are going to select arm pole. When we activate the arm pole, you can see that the rotation of the arm is twisted by 180 degrees. We can fix that by going into pole angle and typing 180. And now, if we move the pole, you can see that all the IK constraint is following that pole direction. And if we move our hand control, we still have control of this rotation. You can tweak this arm rotation by playing a little bit with this pole angle until it is right. Okay, that's cool. For this tutorial will be all. In the next tutorial we're going to focusing on how to add a hand basic control and a shoulder basic control. We see each other in the next tutorial. Bye guys.